Hey guys, welcome to 8.1.4. Today we are back with the fourth iteration of this walkthrough guide. Hopefully these are helping you out. As I say in each video, if they are, please leave a comment and a like. That really helps me out, get these videos out here. So today we are going through the one beginning with Hulk Classic and ending with Red Hulk or Mango. So the paths on the nodes on here aren't too difficult. They're just a little bit annoying. So there's Martial Discipline, so every 5 critical hits a skill attacker lands, they purify all non-damaging debuffs on them. This is really important because every 5 seconds the attacker is inflicted with a debuff in order of weakness, disorient, armor break, and then special lock. So those 5 critical hits allow you to purify those that are on you, making it a lot easier. Also, each time a skill attacker is immune to a debuff or purifies them, so basically every 5 critical hits, you also gain an indefinite fury, increasing your attack by 70% as a max of 5 stacks, so it can go up to 350%. But you are passively heal blocked, so you can't willpower off of the accident prone node, which is really annoying. But you know, you do a lot of damage, so the key to these fights is just about finishing them as quickly as possible. The final node on here is Ebb and Flow Heavy. The defender has a protection of 60%. Every time you knock them down, it removes this one. I think this is probably the most annoying part because although you do get a cruelty, you constantly are needing to knock the defender down, can sort of damage the way you play. But if you bring in good champs who do a lot of who play as a parry heavy, then this does work. As you can see here on the screen, I just get stuck in the corner. This is maybe the worst Hulk I've ever seen. It was such a pain. It wasn't even worth it. As a few times I went in, he just didn't throw his specials, but eventually he did, and that made that fight a lot easier. This fight is probably the most annoying in my opinion, and that is the Sorcerer Supreme, just because she constantly throws her special attacks, especially with Overseer's taunts, and then she loses her, or she gains back her protection, and yeah, it just becomes such an annoying little cycle of her getting protection, you do not much damage. So this fight actually ended up taking me forever. I would say suggested counters for this path are skill champs, obviously, because they purify these debuffs, or other champs who shrug. Other options are like Quicksilver, Mr. Fantastic, Human Torch, Scorpion. But the main counters, I would say, are definitely Nick Fury, Shang-Chi, especially with the SP2 criticals when you build up that Fury. Black Panther Classic, because does a lot of... can do a lot of damage over time with the bleed debuffs. I used Black Widow Deadly Origin and she was amazing for this one. Mole Man would be really good. Hitmonkey would also be really, really good. So just basically your skill champs. Any skill champ that you like, that you have in your deck, definitely use those. And they'll allow you to take this path on a lot easier. What I did do is for this path was bring a few science champs for the Sorcerer Supreme, and then for Mangog at the end. Cosmic Ghost Rider is also a bit of an issue, so I did bring in a Kitty Pryde, but if you've got lots of skill champs, you can just bring all of those in and just take these champs down as quick as possible. Like I said, a Shang-Chi, if I had 2 Black Widow Deadly Origins, she could have done the whole path for me. I just... as you guys know, my account's very limited on the skill options, which is a big shame and meant that I had to sort of go in and use other champs as well. But skill champs, like I said, are the real key to this path. They make the path so much easier. It just is an absolute blessing if you've got one, and it does make these fights a lot easier. So that's basically it for the path. As I said, Cosmic Ghost Rider is a little bit of a tricky one. If you struggle to evade his SP1s, I would just keep him to that anyway, and just have somebody who's Incinerate immune in case you get slapped by that. And then with Red Hulk, keep him to his SP1. Immortal Hulk, make sure you keep him to his SP1 as well. And then you should be able to fly through those a lot easier, especially if you've got those skill champs. If you haven't, it will become a lot harder to complete this path. Even if you can just bring in one skill champ, it really, really helps. I had Falcon and Black Widow Deadly Origin, but Black Widow Deadly Origin was definitely the real MVP for this, and she actually has been for a lot of 8.1. She's probably really deserved of a of a rank 3. I just, at the minute, am trying to save some ISO, bring up different champs, making it, trying to save for EOP and save my units. But like I said, that will probably do it for this path. There are all my tips for the defenders leading up to the boss. I'll see you guys again at the boss fight. Just remember, skill attackers who do a lot of crits are absolutely amazing for this, like a Falcon, like Black Widow, Daily Origin, Nick Fury, Elsa Bloodstone, Shang-Chi, Black Panther. And then make sure you just keep each defender to the easiest special attack to Dex, and these fights shouldn't be too much of an issue for you. So I hope this has helped you guys out. I will see you again in the boss fight. If you've got any questions, leave them in the comments down below. Hey guys, so we're back at the boss fight. Here is a really, really tricky boss to work out which one to take. All three of them are really annoying. All three of them have some form of unblockable, which seems to be sort of the common theme on this path, and I must say I really don't like it. I really think it's just not fun having to play around unblockable. It doesn't make the fights any, it makes them more tricky, of course, but they're not they're just not fun. And I think as many fights as possible should be fun. But I've gone with the Proxima Midnight here. She has energy adoption, be like water, ebb and flow, knockdown, and an enhanced special one. So you couldn't. All her special ones are unblockable. The first hit is unblockable, and then the rest of it is not, so you want to try and dex that, or keep her to an SP2. She also has Energy Adoption Ice, so the defender has a 50% chance to inflict you with a Cold Snap each time you're struck or you block an attack. These effects will not trigger while the defender has an armor break, so you want to try and bring in champs who have a lot of armor breaks or armor breaks debuffs on them. The defender also takes 100% reduced damage from Cold Snap effects and gains regeneration buff when they have one. So obviously you can't bring in champs who also put a Cold Snap on her, as this will, it will give her good regeneration, 1% of max health per second, and also she doesn't take any damage from it, so it's basically pointless. You've also got Be Like Water, so whenever the defender is inflicted with a non-damaging debuff, they gain an unblockable passive. So I did think about bringing in Null for this for the armor breaks, but in the end it really seemed pointless because although those live in a bus would turn to armor breaks, those armor breaks would then mean she goes unblockable, or those living abyss become unblockable. So really there's no way she's either unblockable or you get hit with cold snaps. There's basically no in between. Each time she's also got ebb and flow, so each time she needs to be knocked down to reduce the protection. That gave you a fury, but in all honesty, this is the worst boss of 8.1 in my opinion. I think all of them have been okay. They've not been horrendous, but this is a joke. Each node counteracts the other one. You've got the ebb and flow, but you can't knock her down because if you stun her, then she becomes unblockable because of the passive stun, because of the stun debuff. You can't block her sometimes because if you try and stun her, she goes unblockable, so you can't stun her again until that unblockable comes off. She gets the cold snaps, which you aren't able to put an armor break on her because she becomes unblockable. So really, it's like bring in a cold snap immune champ or a shrugger. Otherwise, you've really gotten. It's going to take you a lot of revives, and I do think that that's how the fight should be difficult sometimes, but this one did really frustrate me, and you probably can tell in this video. So if you can, I do apologize, but wasn't a big fan. However, she does with the cold snaps have each time that you knock her down, she does or you purify all of the effects on you, so that sort of works in your favor. But like I said, in all honesty, not a big fan of this one. Really not a fan of this one. Hasn't impressed me at all. But eventually this fight will be over. I don't have to think about it again. I will try a different boss next run round, and I will also be trying to get those videos out, each path, to give you guys some help on if you're trying to go for full 100% exploration. But that will do it for this video. Hope you guys have enjoyed. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you